Hi everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Kat and this is Kat's Creations. Today I am going to do a fall country type of wreath. So I wanted to invite you guys along where you guys can ask questions about anything and hopefully I'll provide you with the answers. So first of all, if you're new, let us know where you're from. A lot of times connections are made in Facebook Lives to find another fellow creative that maybe you didn't know that lives in your same city and you meet through Facebook Live, so let us know. Also, if you like this video and you want to be notified whenever I go live, make sure you hit the like and follow button. It's important that you hit both because if you're like me and you're looking through your Facebook newsfeed when you have nothing to do, if one of your favorite crafters comes up and is doing an unexpected Facebook Live, you automatically get a notification that says, hey, Kat's Creations is now live. You have the option to click on it and go live with me, or, note to self, come back and watch a replay. So, also, if you like this video and decide that you're going to make something similar and need to remember the directions that I give you today on how to put it together, make sure you click the share button. The share button really helps because it's easier to find it on your page than to be buried under the multitude of posts that I put out there every day. So this will allow you to find that video so much easier. And YouTube people, this is a Facebook Live replay for people that are catching this on YouTube for Tuesday, September 29th. Hard to believe that tomorrow is the last day of September. It's crazy that the year is just speeding on by. But for the YouTubers, make sure that you're clicking the little bell on the corner. That is your way to get notified when we upload new videos. And if you want to partake in the Facebook Live, just go to facebook.com, KatsCreations777, and then you can get notified when we go live and partake of being able to ask questions. So, do we have some people joining us?
Yeah, the first one shows Jeanne Boogie, Donna Ruby, Terry Waters, Elizabeth Trace, Patty Rudiso, Patty Mans, Marie, Nancy, Belinda, Gail Watson, Deborah Booth, Teresa, and a long list of other gals. Welcome all.
Perfect. Okay, so this is a request from my oldest daughter for a fall wreath. So last night before we went live, I had her go through my collection of fall signs, pick out a sign she liked. Then we went over Deco mesh, and she actually lives 5 hours from here, so it's not like she could physically be here and look at stuff. So it all had to be done through, what was it, FaceTime? Yeah, FaceTime. So she picked out the green and sage wreath or Deco mesh, fabric mesh actually, from Hobby Lobby. And then she picked out her ribbons and then whatever embellishment she had, and I was like, well, great, then we'll do this as a Facebook Live today, which is what you guys are getting to see.
Terry, that's nice. She said you look younger with your hair up.
Really? I wear it up all the time. Thank you, though.
Tony said the same thing. I love your hair up. It shows your pretty face.
Thank you. Okay, so let's wire up a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. So a couple people have messaged me and said that they can't find the 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. Did you know that you can go to dollartree.com and look up the item number, which is 205297, and order a case of them and then just have them delivered to your house instead of trying to, head over to Dollar Tree and see if they've stocked them. Also remember that a lot of times they don't necessarily stock them in the seasonal section. Sometimes you have to go through the aisles and there's like a floral section where they stock wreaths. Like the grapevines and some other things, but they'll generally have the frames there too.
And it might be a case of 36 now, right?
Yeah, I think that's what the new case is going, but $36 for 36 frames, you're pretty much good for like the whole year. So on a Dollar Tree 14-inch frame, you have 6 sections. So we're gonna wire the one section together, the other 5 are done the exact same way. So we're going to take our chenille stem, and using the weld marks, we are going to take this and we're going to put it right in between the weld marks, and we're going to wire the inner 2 rings together, just like so.
Carrie, yeah, we've ordered wreaths and stuff from Dollar Tree before with no issues?
The frames? Oh yeah, we never do. Matter of fact, sometimes you can even have it delivered to your Dollar Tree store for free. It just takes a week longer. And I think for me to go from picking it up at my store a week later or having it shipped directly to my house a week earlier was like $7. So I was like, deliver it to my house.
What?
What?
Peggy said they have them in silver and matte gold in addition to green now too.
Nice.
So yeah, that is nice.
I wonder if you get a mix. Maybe you get like 12, 12, and 12 of each color. That'd be awesome.
And then Kayla said, first time watching you live, been binge watching your YouTube videos.
Thank you.
Tony said, yes, I got some today. So that's awesome, Tony.
Awesome. Okay, so using our weld marks and our middle one, now we're going to kind of find a middle ground and wire the outer two together. And generally it's about 2 to 3 inches per pipe cleaner, because I had people ask me, well, how would you wire a 10 inch? How would you wire a 12 inch? It just depends. Generally, if you want to kind of space them out, and depending upon what method you're going to do, you 2 to 3 inches between, and then depending on if you have 4 rings or if you just have 3. There's no real cut and dry formula. This is just what works for me on this frame for all the methods that I will teach you how to make. So we're gonna take this sage and green. This is a new fabric mesh that Hobby Lobby has available now. So it comes in sage and green, black, or sage and tan, sorry, which is green and tan, black and tan, and navy blue and tan. I really like this mesh. So when I find it, I go and I buy as many rolls as I possibly can. Just because when you find a good quality product, and if you go this week, all their regular non-seasonal mesh and ribbon is 40% off, although fall and Christmas is 40% off as well. So it's a winning week if you want to go to Hobby Lobby. So Cruffles, 25-inch pieces. Just because this fabric mesh is a little thicker, I don't need to go to 30 to get a good coverage. So Cruffles, you're going to start by rolling in about 5 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and get a chip clip or clothespin. Trying to think, what are those things called that you hang your clothes on? Clothespins. You can use those, anything that will just basically help you hold that, and then you're just going to pull your curl towards you, and then it's going to give you the appearance of both curls and ruffles by the time you finish. And we're going to do this 18 times all the way through. And for me, knowing, I already know kind of how the middle's going to lay out. You're going to see me take the middle ones out. Most of the time I would wire the whole thing together, then come back in and take them out. If I know I'm not going to use the interior ones because of space, I'm going to cut them off as I go, but just the 6 on the inside. And now you guys can ask me any questions you want. 1, 2.
All right, so hi, Kat from Texas. I love your work.
Hi, thank you for joining us.
And then Kayla, let us know where you are from, what city and state you're from.
Yes, because, yeah, a lot of people have met through this and become friends, crafting buddies. It's pretty amazing. Even sometimes if you don't live close to them. Like they could live 3,000 miles from you and you become great friends, right? So you just never know. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're gonna see me hopefully knock this out pretty quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then ruffle. And some people have different techniques on how they do their cruffles. Some people don't roll it. Some people just kind of fold the ends in. The great thing about either method is because you're using this method, so this is where it's going to fray on the cut edges. Because this is a natural fiber, it's like the jute mesh, which is like imitation burlap. you can't use the wood burning tool on it, so you have to rotary cutter this. So with that,
and it does say fabric mesh on the,
well, not on this package, the other one that I
one.
showed you today, it does say fabric mesh on it. 2, 3, 4, 5, because we had people saying, oh, the fabric mesh doesn't say fabric mesh. I'll show you it actually does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just depends on where you're getting it from. This one just says, I think, polypro mesh, which is kind of a weird name for this one because it's not really. Trying to get this to the middle, and then we're going to snip this one off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll take this off right here. And then all I'm going to do is push that over where I have it situated, so the pipe cleaner just goes around the other side. And I don't really have a reason why I picked orange and green on here, other than that's the ribbon that she had picked. So that's just going to be the color on the outside. I just make it that way to help blend a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I was saying is by curling it helps contain the braze because we aren't melting that with like the wood burning tool. So this, curling the ends helps keeps that phrase together so they don't kind of come undone. And then I'm always putting the finished edges towards the center and towards the bottom. That just kind of helps make the mesh last a little longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move my paper. 1, 2, 3, 4. So are you guys done making Halloween yet? Are you still making Halloween? Have you started Halloween yet?
Hope so by now.
Yeah. Really, honestly, if you haven't started Halloween by now, unless you're doing a craft fair, I would just move on to fall. It's almost too late because most people, well, at least by October 1st, are going to start putting up their Halloween wreath. So if they ordered one from you today, it's probably going to take between 5 and 7 days to get it. 3, 4. So if you're thinking, oh, I should make some more, just move on. Move on to fall. And then Christmas.
Kara said she's from the thumb of Michigan, very new to making wreaths, so awesome.
Well, hopefully, you'll like, well, if you've been boomed watching the YouTube channel, obviously, gives you quite a bit to pick from, because we don't just put wreaths in there, we do the floral arrangements, garlands, I'm trying to think what else do we do, lantern swags.
And then Kay asked a good question. So most Cruffles I've seen go in like a bow tie, side to side, rather than up top to bottom. Does it matter?
For me it does, because here's the finished edge. So if we flip this way, then you don't have a secure edge, so you're subjecting the wreath to potential additional fraying. And not only that, you'll see once we start to pack it in, they lay very nicely, kind of stacked together like little noodles rather than side to side.
Going top to bottom, yeah.
Yeah, so watch when I do this next one and look at, if I was to place that one next, you're gonna have that lay over the top of the other one. So even these are gonna be so close together, they're just gonna overlap. But you know what? You're the wreath designers, so you decide what you want it to look like. If you wanna do side to sides, you can do that. I hate telling people, no, don't do it that way. I just do it because it puts the finished edge where the customer's going to be touching it, which is all the way around the outside of the wreath. And we'll put this one in here. So see what I'm saying? If we put this here, when I go to put this one in, where will that go? Will it go above it? Will it go below it? It can't go in between it, because you've got the ruffle in between. So this way just gives you really great coverage, especially if you use it with a thicker mesh. So that's just my 2 cents.
You said I like the mesh, but it's different than regular fabric mesh.
This one? Yeah, this one, because it's part polypropylene, it's got a little bit of a stiffness to it because it's got that plastic, but it's really good. It's not soft.
Yikes.
What?
Sherry said I started a Freddy Krueger wreath for Halloween.
There you go.
Cool. Cindy says she's making Christmas now.
Yeah, I think I might have one more fall. And then that will probably be it. I might do a primitive fall.
Lisa, that's another good tip. She said it is a must to wear an apron. I removed my favorite shirts because it catches so bad. Never knew how important it was to protect your clothing from the mesh.
That is so true. Most of the time for me, it's just lint.
Yeah.
So especially when working with the natural or this, it has a lot of those fibers in it. And so if you're planning on going someplace afterwards, you're going to need, what do they call them? The tape thing?
Tape gun?
No, not a tape gun.
Oh.
There's a term for that. Why can't I think of it?
The tape roll thing that defuzzes your clothes.
But yes, but that's not what it's called. Okay, somebody out there, what is it called? Because I have so had a brain lapse.
A lint roller, right?
Lint roller, thank you. Yes, a lint roller. Or you can use your packing tape gun like I do. You just pull it off and defuzz yourself. And away
Thank you. Yeah, a couple of gals were a lint roller.
Lint roller. I was like, what is that? You're describing it perfectly, but sadly.
Okay, so thanks. Going to try that next because I have 2 rolls of that mesh.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to try to do the curls that way. Crystal said, I love watching you create.
I like creating too. I get so impatient because I'm like, hurry up, get to 4 o'clock because I want to do this. Because I don't, the only thing I can say that I have an idea of roughly what it's going to look like is when you've done a base like this, you kind of have an idea of what that base is going to look like. But until you put your signs, your ribbons, your bows, your embellishments on it, it's just kind of like living in your head. You don't know until you put it all together.
Oh, Carrie said, hoping to replicate your daughter's black cat wreath. She's waiting on her sign.
The black cat sanctuary?
Yeah.
She actually sent me pictures of like 3 black cats all sitting by her front door. I was like, wow, you really do have the sanctuary going on. That is a cute wreath though.
Kayla, you'll have to join Kat's private group. She said, what's the difference between all the different types of mesh? It would take a long time to really kind of
to
go
explain
through.
them all. There's a video though, and that is in the private group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where we go over every single type of material you can use to put a wreath together. And we highlight what are the pros and cons of each, what are some good methods. We go over all the Deco mesh methods to creating a Deco mesh wreath, pros and cons of why one works over the other. So, and the private group is closing to open enrollment as of tomorrow at midnight. So if you want to join, this is today and tomorrow, the last days until 2021. And I've never done that before in 3 years. But I really, really want to help the private group members that really, in a COVID world, oh man, this is a struggle for everyone. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Even us, even you.
It's just, you know, for people who are doing craft fairs, what should they make? What should they take? Depending upon which day are they going, you know, what are some things that would probably do really well for selling? And I want to be able to help them. And then for people who really need to get their shops open, I really want to be able to dedicate that time to answer any questions that they have. So that's why we're closing it, to give them not unlimited access, but the access that they want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you want to join, It's, I don't have it on here, it's up there. KatsCreationsNMore.com. There's two options. You could do the monthly or you could do the yearly. If you take the yearly, it's pay all up front, but you get 2 months free. So the monthly one, when you get to the website, scroll all the way to the bottom. I mean all the way to the bottom. And then you'll see there's two things to do there. One is you start to see a description with a hyperlink that says see more. And then once you click on the see more, it actually opens it up and gives you all the benefits. You get discounts on all your supplies. Not all, but from the vendors that we have chosen. Signed people, ribbon, places, mesh, suppliers. You get materials list for all the public and private lives. You get access to the entire private group library. So 17 bucks a month is like, what is that? Can't even do the math. It's a little, like $4.25
It's like 60
a week.
cents a day.
Yeah, it's some crazy thing. Plus you get all the business videos, social media marketing stuff, virtually anything to help you get yourself up and going. 1, 2, 3 more pieces. And then we'll build our bow and throw on our sign.
Carrie, there are no emails in Kat's private group. It's videos, it's all the things that she's got on her past that you can access, the material lists. There are a few private messages, but there's literally no emails going back and forth between all the groups.
No, we just communicate.
Yeah, they're custom designs that she'll share, that she'll do.
And you're welcome to duplicate them. I have no issues with people replicating my designs right down to everything. It is what it is. It's just a design. Okay, one more piece. As soon as I find where the other piece should go. Okay, let me look. Got 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1. Maybe I just cut an extra piece. Wow, besides the lint roller, I don't think I can count either. I'm just double checking that I have everything because sometimes I skip. But nope, they're all there. Just an extra piece. So, this is what it looks like for now. So I don't worry about these little coverage pockets because once we put the tails on, once we put the ribbons on, once we put the mesh on, it's gonna look great. So that's how full this deco mesh gives you a good base. So to make this one, you're gonna need 2 rolls of deco mesh because with these cut to 25-inch pieces, you're gonna go into your second roll of deco mesh. So let me put this aside. I knew that was going to happen. We are going to be using the following ribbon. So we're going to use the green truck with the pumpkins, craft outlet, the pumpkins on the sagey green craft outlet. We are using a sage green, and this came from the Wreath shop, as well as the orange solid. And then this pumpkin color with the white raised stitching came from Kringle Designs, who is one of our vendors you get a discount from. And then the owls, old time pottery from eons ago. It doesn't even say what year. So, I think we're going to do it. Here's how I stack them up to decide what will go where. I think what we'll start, we'll leave the owls on the outside. So those will be our color stacks. This method right here helps you decide and plan what comes next, so you're not sitting there stopping. You're like, okay, and now I'm gonna go this, and then that. And I always pick something pretty detailed for the outside ribbon, which will be the very top ribbon you see. I'm breaking up the sage with the natural so that this does not lay directly on here, so it has a little bit of visual interest. So with that, we're going to start by dovetailing our ribbon.
And she did the owls because it's a request from the custom order.
Well, Caitlin wanted owls.
Yeah.
They're fall owls. She loves owls. So I was like, we got to put those in.
Yeah.
Haven't used that ribbon yet. Okay, so dovetail is just taking your wired edges, putting them together, and you're going to cut from the folded side to that point. So depending upon how deep you want your V, you would come up further if you want a really deep V, or not something so shallow, you would come up a little bit higher. I like mine pretty deep. So just like that, it gives you a really good flawless finish. It's also a really good way just for a finishing touch, to show that you can do it. So this one has the green truck on it. So a lot of times people say, well, how do you orient the words on a ribbon so that everything stays the same? So this way we don't have trucks going upside down and trucks going right side up. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So from here, our tail's going to be 10 inches long. So I just measure from here to here. There's our 10 inches. I'm using the bow dabber just because it's the easiest one. It's the first one I ever learned how to make bows on. Plus it does everything else. And you're just going to twist. So start with right side, twist it so you got wrong side fabric coming up. And look, if we were to flip this over right now, let me show you. Let me just twist it. So you have upside down truck. Are you zoomed in?
Yeah.
And right side up truck. We need those trucks to be the same. So this is where you're going to stop momentarily. You're going to lift this up because now you know where, did I even measure 5-inch loops? Usually pretty good. These are 5.5. So I want them at 5.5-inch loops, but I need to get the trucks all going in the same direction. So starting this way, what I'm going to do is flip this over. So instead of twisting, remember how we twisted and brought it this way? We're going to leave it. We're just going to pinch it and then bring this up. Let's just make sure that's 5.5-inch loop. Yes. So right now, our trucks are going in the same direction, right? And then from here, you're going to measure off another 5.5 inches. So if you just measure this to 11, and then you're going to bring this up just like so and pinch it. And then you're going to measure out your 10 inches. So let me cut this. I'm just going to put that there. Now I can put the whole thing back in my bow holder, my bow dabber, and I can finish cutting this all the way through and dovetail my end. And then I'll show you now, when we look at it, our truck and our pumpkins are all going in the same direction. So this one is the only time it's different where you don't do a twist. You kind of pull it out and then just kind of keep it all together and do a hand. Hi, welcome back for part 2 of making the fall welcome wreath. So, sorry, didn't mean to kick that. So, we're picking back up. I literally stopped until we refreshed. So, welcome back, those of you that are coming back for the second shot. We're just building our bow. We've already built our base. So, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to show you how to put this in the right perspective so our pumpkins are all going the same direction. This time it's going to be 9.5 inches. So we measure out our 9.5, and remember, if we want them all to go the same direction, if we flip this over, let's see what ends up happening if I flip it. You get pumpkins going this way, and then you have pumpkins going stem side down. So to not have that happen, we are going to measure out, because I need these to be 5-inch loops. So we're going to take it and measure out 10 inches, and then we're just going to simply pinch it, and then pinch it here, and then we'll measure, make sure they're right at 5, and then our pumpkins are all going in the same direction. So we're going to do the same thing. Don't flip it and twist it, just pinch it. Here's our 10-inch mark. We're going to bring this back to the center, just like so. And, eeks. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get this up and in. There we go. And then measure out our 9.5, which is right here. Let's just put this in. So we'll make sure this all goes in the right direction. And then I'll measure out my tail to finish 9.5. Sometimes it's hard to hold all that and then cut your 9.5. So now, if you notice, our pumpkin stems are all going in the same direction. So no twist, just pinch and then stuff everything in the center. And now we'll do our pumpkin orange. And this one's going to be a 9-inch tail. So we'll dovetail first. At 9 inches. And then we'll do it the regular way that you're supposed to. So you start off with your bow. You bring it up and over. This is going to be a 4.5-inch loop. So here's that. And then we'll do another 4.5. This way we can get some of that nice bright orange into the wreath. And we'll back out to 9 inches. Right here. Okay. Just like so. He's out here. Have you been looking for him?
Yeah, I just
moving him, pushing him along. Okay. For some reason this looks really long, but it's mine. Now we're going to take the pumpkin with the white stitching, and we're going to do the same thing. Dovetail this. We are going to do this at 8.5 inches. Same 4.5-inch loops. Just right here. Same thing here. I love this ribbon. It's so pretty. And then measure out 8.5. Doing most of your work on a cutting mat will be like huge. Not only does it help protect your kitchen counter, but you have your measurements always available. Then we'll do our green.
Roman asked, have you ever used wire with the bow, Deborah?
Yeah.
She has.
For me, I noticed as I've gotten older, my hand strength has gotten less. Like everything's a challenge. From opening the little pull tabs on the coffee creamer, the little peel off label, jars. So using the pipe cleaners just gives me the advantage on the grip strength that I need. But yeah, by all means, you could do floral wire. For me, it's just easier. Easier on the hands. And we're doing this loop to 4 inches. Same thing, 4 inches.
Thank you, gals. Rosalind said, glad you're back. Kayla said, I love your bows. They always turn out amazing.
We will always come back. For some reason, at 4:30, it just goes into, what do you call it? Broadcast interruption status. I've been noticing this the last couple days. So generally when that happens, Facebook's up to something new. So I wouldn't be surprised if our pages aren't all completely new here soon. Or there's some big huge update coming.
Sandy, yeah, she did the tree in the private group just the other day.
On
Christmas
Friday.
Tree. Yeah, on Friday.
We did it Friday. Not in the private group.
Oh, in the public group. That's
Yeah.
right. On Friday, yeah.
Yeah, no, we did it in public. So we'll keep the owl doing the same thing so that the owl will be the right way. So this one, we're gonna do 7.5 inches. And remember, if we want our owl to go the same direction, we don't put it in the bow dabra. We need our loops at 3.5 inches, which means it's a 7-inch measurement. I bring it up and I just pinch it. We're going to measure it out another 7 inches. And then bring our owls back up to the center and pinch them. And then we measure out 7.5 inches. And then we stuff the whole thing in the bow dabra. Just like so. Let's see, what direction? We'll do it this way. And then let's finish this tail. And then our bow is ready for fluffing. Okay. Take this, move all this stuff away. Okay, I know I took that other piece somewhere. So, my cutting board acts as my fluff board, fluff box, fluff space, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to use my pipe cleaner and pull all this out. So everything's stacked nice in the bow dabra, so it's how you're going to hold it to put your pipe cleaner. So I hold it like this so that I can actually see right in here to put my pipe cleaner in, and then you grab it and then you take the whole thing and twist it. It's easier on your hands rather than trying to twist the pipe cleaner or twist the floral wire. If you're using floral wire, you're going to want to make sure it's pretty strong. If it's like 30 gauge, it's probably going to be a little too thin, and once you put a couple twists on that, it might snap.
Yeah, you probably
So
need
go
at least
26.
24, yeah.
Yeah, 26 is a good one. Okay, so 18 by 24 inch. You can just go to the best inexpensive way to do this. Go to Lowe's or Home Depot. Get a piece of wood because they're generally cut. This is 3/4 inch thick. You can go an inch and just have someone cut it. 18 by 24. Get a C-hook. You can add the nail if you want to get it so that it's ready for pro bow. But the C-hook allows me to kind of take my hook and put it right under my pipe cleaner. Because once I get it on there and it's secure, just like that, I can go ahead and move my ribbons in any direction I need. And all we're doing is simply unstacking. So you're going to pull your loop one direction and your tail in the other. Then go to the other side. It stacks the exact same way. So you're going to, trying to pick all this up. We're going to move our loop in this direction. Tail is over here. And then our tail goes over here. So your tails go here. You're making like a big X. And then your loops are here. And then when you go to the next one, so we have our loop here, you're going to put your loop on the opposite side, and you're going to bring your tail here. So this way, the tails go together, the loops go together, and then we go to the other side, and we're going to pull in opposite directions. So our tails are together, and then our loops. And then this sets the stage of how you're going to assemble the rest of your bow. So you're just going to keep doing the same thing, follow the same pattern. And I don't even worry about picking up, like, should I fluff them, should I move them around? Not until I'm done.
Well, that's good, Edie. She said my Home Depot has boards pre-cut, so I got a 24 by 24.
That's what I was
A
saying.
few weeks ago.
That's perfect, because then you just have it a little bit more, and they fit so nice in next to your fridge for storage. For me, it's always going to be about things that are flat. And then here, and then you can start moving things around. If you want to put your arcs back in your bows, you just kind of run your fingers through them like scissors. You want to really make sure you open all your loops, because we've got that really nice wired ribbon, so that makes it super easy to do that with. I swear that guy needs to get called in. Every time I hear this guy driving his car, he just has no exhaust on it. Sounds like a drag strip car. And there we go. See how easy that is? And people say, oh, but you've just been doing it for years. Yeah, I have, but every bow you do just gets you more experienced at what you're doing.
Practice
and that's
makes
pretty
permanent.
good. Yeah, practice makes permanent, not perfect. It just means you know what to do. You know how to do it. So this is where, because we've cut our tails off, looking at my bow, I have this space right here, which is going to be perfect for that welcome sign. And then I have like the tails pretty much around. So kind of taking a moment and looking at where you want things to go, I am going to look for a flat spot. I think I got a good one right here. And I'm going to go ahead. This is why you cut your pipe cleaners out of the middle. Then it makes it to where you can see where everything's at, and don't pull it too tight. Just pull it down enough to get it to secure to the frame. It kind of floats on the top. And then we'll be fluffing this as we continue to work through the design. Just like so. But see how nice it sits, and it's pretty much done. So now we're going to add our sign. So this came from Craft Outlet or the Reshop. I'm not sure which. And I want to say they're about $3.95 for the sign. So the easy way to do it is just cut your twine off. And then I'm going to use my green pipe cleaners and a staple gun, because this is at least a 1/4 inch thick. So as long as I'm using 1/4 inch staples in my staple gun, it's not going to go through the other side. So I'm going to put 2 on one side. And then I just twist them so they don't slide out from underneath the staples as I'm pulling on it. And then we're going to do it here on the opposite end. And as you can tell, everything's ergonomically, so I'm not lifting, I'm pushing down. It's a little easier. It's an ergonomic stapler. So, and it's just a Black & Decker Power Shot. I think you can get them at Home Depot, Amazon. Yeah. So we are going
1/4 inch staples.
kind of get that positioned where we want it to go. And I'm going to move some of my Deco mesh around so I can actually get it to go through. I don't want to, I try not to work through the curls. And just lightly secure it. And then, because you don't want to like twist it a whole bunch of times and then come over and go, oh, I have to take that off again. There we go. Okay. It's just working it through the threads. There's always a thread. It never goes perfect. Like, boom, right through there. This one's on it pretty good. So let me pull my ribbons out. Our whole goal is to not impact the sign too much with our ribbons so that you can't read what it says, but that's the way it looks. And now we're going to go around the outside and add some ribbon tails. And these will be cut to 13.5 inches, which are the same ones. We're using the 2.5 inch ribbon with the sage with the pumpkin and then with the green truck. And we're going to go every other one. So I think I'm going to use the pumpkin, I'm trying to think, with the pipe cleaner. I think I'm going to do pumpkin with the green. And we're actually going to add some pumpkin embellishments, some other fun stuff to this. So these ones will be a little bit different than the others. So I'm just going to do a couple, like 2 twists on the pipe cleaner. And then you're going to pull your tails out. This way they kind of draw the eyes to the exterior of your design. And we'll do it here. And I always fold it in half, just so I can always find where the middle is. We'll make sure our truck's going in the right direction. Don't want an upside down truck. There we go. And we'll keep going. What do you guys think of the design so far? I love it when a customer can pick out everything. Okay, it's my daughter. But she's like, well, I really need your opinion in here somewhere. I'm like, well, my opinion will be putting it all together. I want you to pick out what you want. So this way, how it is created was based on what you saw, what you liked. And that was fun. Until I FaceTimed her, had her sitting on the closet shelf and shut the closet door while she was still on the phone. She was like, hey, I'm still in the closet. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then this will get shipped out to her. So hopefully, well, it won't go on her door until fall. She's a big Halloween person, so she's already got her Halloween wreath up. So it'll be sometime in the fall. Any questions you guys have at all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's all about squishing that in there.
Nope, they're all being quiet.
Guys are being quiet. Sometimes I wish that we could do like live, but then I think everyone would be talking over everybody. Like you could actually hear.
Well, we have that thing we need to investigate because there are things that says bring them on camera.
That's not it.
Yeah, I know.
It's something different. That's kind of
Maybe
like a Zoom.
Teams. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing Zoom calls.
Yeah.
Nah. But there's chat rooms, so I don't know. We might be doing those in our private group, trying that out, because then we can all go and talk to each other in the chat. Okay.
Hi gals, just joining back. Katrina said, I love it already, but I love anything you do. Thank you, Katrina.
Thank you. I want to see what you guys are building.
Katrina is our newest, one of our newest private group members, right?
Yeah, one of them. Yeah. Okay. Scooting around. Sometimes, like I said, I didn't see this design. She had what, about 20 cents to pick there?
Yeah.
And then there was the put that in a special pile. But I think she did really good on the color combos for this. I may have swapped one out. The yellow one. I was like, I'm gonna put orange in. I don't even have the yellow she had.
Katrina said yes, and I'm so excited.
Yay!
Well, she's got a lot of beginning videos to go back and watch, right? Like Back to Basics and Deco Mesh and all that.
Okay, hold on. Because now, when I'm doing, oh, I missed one of my pipe cleaners. That's how you can always tell when your design is just off. So I was thinking, oh, okay, I found my pipe cleaner. No,
Oh,
I just skipped it.
gotcha.
Darn it. Okay, thankfully I don't have to go too far back. This is why you don't cut your pipe cleaners off until you're done.
At least the end ones, right?
Yeah, well, I don't cut them off until I'm finished. Like, I'm not sticking anything else in there.
Right.
Okay, now we've got two. And then I'm going to show you a little bit different. We're not going to do half bows, which just starts becoming, you know, oh, she's doing half bows again.
Yeah, Carrie, I asked her that question. Why 13 and a half on this one? She just decided to go 13 and a
I
half.
just want them just a touch longer. He's like, why didn't you just make them 14? I'm like, because I like to throw them for a loop every time. He's like, so these are cut to 13. Nope, these are cut to 13 and a half. Just a little bit longer. Because you can see where they come out. They're just a little bit longer. Doing the Cruffles sometimes, because you have to put it, you know, push your ribbon in so far, it may not come all the way out as far as you want. So I was like, well, let me just give it just a little bit longer. I know half inch isn't really anything, but it really is.
Hi, gals, just join in. Carrie said got here late, was creating something that looks beautiful.
Oh, thank you. We're finishing up fall because we got to get Christmas going. And I'm going to give you guys a preview of what's coming tomorrow. Because tomorrow will be our last private, not last public group. And then we just start resuming back on our normal schedule. So we'll do an extra. Okay, so on these, I have the 1.5 inch orange and the 1.5 inch green. These are cut to 17 inches, and we're going to do what's called a double bow. So it's like a half bow. So you bring your tails together, you go up to about 2 inches from the top, you pinch it. Then we're going to get the other color, do the exact same thing, and then you're going to flip them. And these are going on the truck. This is what's called a double bow. And I'm cutting the pipe cleaners off.
Carrie asked, even though you are not doing a half bow, can you show it quick?
Yeah. So, looks like when you're fluffing your double bows, so here's your green that goes on top. So you're going to open your loop, you're going to open the tails, you're going to come around the other side, open the loop, and then fan out your tails. And then make sure your pipe cleaner goes all the way behind. And then you still want to see your ribbon. So it just kind of gives it a little bit of an extra punch. And then if you want to put the curl back in them, just run your fingers through it. So doing that again, a half bow would just basically be, it's like an awareness bow. So you have your 1.5 inch ribbon, you come up to the top, and then this would go in on top of like this. And then you're just going to fan out one tail and then the other so that it looks like, that's what I call half bow, because it's only got half a loop. But we're going to pair it with this one, which is sometimes a good way when you have two really, really pretty ribbons and you can't pick which one to do. Just do a double bow and then you can put both of them in. So I'm going to put these just in where the truck is. We're just going to twist those right in on top. We're not going to open the pipe cleaner back up. So we just snip it and then just fold it back and tuck it. And then go ahead and open your loops. It just kind of creates a festive look. So we're going to do that only in the trucks. And my glue gun is on and ready to go.
Julie said, I love that technique.
The double bows?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do it a lot for the Christmas ones because sometimes you can take a really pretty pattern and then just pair that up with a solid, and it kind of gives it a dual look. Okay, go back, lift, fan these out. Put all the loops back in, the little arcs. Okay. Moving around, so yeah, you guys can actually see one there.
Terry, the 1.5 is cut to 17 inches.
Mm-hmm. It's so that it will meet the 13.5 right at the edge.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be the reason why. God, I remember back in the day when I first started making them, I was doing 10-inch tails and
12 inch.
12 inch.
12. Yeah.
Yeah, 1/2-inch ones, and they were so short. And then you learn, and you're like, well, let's try 12-inch tails and 14-inch half bows. You just keep experimenting.
Hey, that's what's good about Kat. She doesn't put so many ribbons in, you miss all the mesh. So
I love this mesh.
Kay said, love the ribbon tails with the cute bows, but hate not seeing much of the beautiful mesh. So with Kat, you still see quite a bit of the mesh.
Yeah, there's no point. It's like most of the time I try to get a good quality mesh. So I think that makes up for a lot of it adds to the design. Like, cause you kind of want it to have that country feel a little bit. And you could, I mean, I just haven't done it. You know, do double or triple bows on a wreath. You might do that with an evergreen. That might be fun. Do a triple bow. It's something we haven't done. Because you're just covering up the evergreen part.
Yeah, babe, so I just zoomed in so you can see what the double bow looks like.
Okay, so last one, right? Yes. So we're gonna do it right here. It's actually going under the bow. So we're doing here, and I'll try to do it to where you can see. And here, flip, and then I'm gonna go right underneath here, right into this pipe cleaner. Gotta put it to where the tails are on the downside though. And then we're gonna twist. And we'll cut that just with a twist. And then we're going to open the loop to pull out the tails. And then we're going to come over here, pull our tails down, open the loop. We're going to fan out the tails, just like so. Ta-da! And then I gotta fix, because I just moved all that stuff around to get underneath.
Laura Lee said, LOL, I'm at work at Joann's in the break rooms and now I have to buy ribbon.
Does your Joann's have their fall ribbon out yet? We've been looking, we haven't seen anything. So what I'm gonna actually do is this. I have some of this jute mesh. So before I go ahead and embellish with pumpkins, I'm gonna put some of this in. And I have orange too. So let me see. Let's try this. This is like a fabric jute mesh. So let's try a double one. So I usually do 2-inch.
Oh, the tubing?
Yeah, the tubing. 2-inch tails. That's probably like 3. Yeah. I'm gonna put these around the outside. Let me look. That looks super cute. And then I'm gonna cut the pipe cleaner off, and I'm going to do that in a couple spots. This one I'm just going to, because I know I'm going to put my pumpkin here, so I'm going to cut this off so we have nothing, because there's almost no point. And even though these pumpkins are minis, I mean they're like really baby small. Well, they could go on top, but they look really cute when there's nothing under it. So I'm going to kind of come over here, do the same thing.
Could you do every other one? Huh?
I'm doing every other one. Yep. So I start, let me just be honest, 3 inches. And then you make 2-inch loops. And I leave my
so you're not
tails.
doing 3 on these, you're just doing 2.
2, yeah. Because we've got 2 orange and 2 of the other. I think she'll like them. And then her door is a black door, so should pop. So then you guys can kind of see what it's going to look like. I'm going to remove the other pipe cleaners, which will kind of be a little bit up to the side. So there'll be a pumpkin here. And then we'll...
Tony, yeah, this is, Caitlin wanted a fall wreath, so they went through all the colors and everything last night, so this is what the custom order is for.
It never fails. When you make one for one daughter, the other's like, where's mine? And you're like, you already have a Halloween one. She's like, but I don't have a fall one. And I'm like, okay, I need a design, so pick it all out.
Kate asked, where did you find the gorgeous orange tubing?
Craft Outlet.
I have the green that I purchased last year, so yeah, Craft Outlet.
Craft Outlet, or try the Wreath Shop. Usually if it's not at one, it's at the other one. So let me flip my bow. And then we have this one. Yes, perfect. So the pumpkins actually will wind up right here and then down on the bottom. Just a perfect triangle. Okay. See how pretty that is? And it's super soft. And then I'm not going to put the funky striped ones in. Those just kind of aren't my favorite. So I'll get the ones that are a little bit more speckled. And we're just going to put it in here, here, and here. And I can put another one back. Ooh, this one. So Michael's had these. I think you get 9 mini pumpkins for, this was $6.99, but if you work your coupon right, it can be very affordable. I just had to pull my glue stick out of my glue gun because it just, for some reason, it just oozes out the sides.
Tony says she's gonna love it. It really turned out beautiful.
I know, I might not give it to her.
Thank you, Tony.
Right? I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened to your wreath. It just was, yeah, it didn't turn out. Okay. Last one. You can tell how hot the glue is because it starts to turn my pumpkin bottom white, which is good. It just means it's gonna stick well. And then let's fluff this back up. It's so pretty. I was just looking. I'm like, do I want to put a pumpkin in the middle? Sometimes we do that. No. Sometimes we do, but this time, nah. Let's take this down. You can see what it looks like. And this is a, what is it, 36-inch door? This is your average door.
Yeah.
So it's great if you have it, if you're doing lives, to show what your designs look like on a full-size door. So, Pick this up. And I just have mine on hook. I just put a screw in there. So let me fan all these out. Oh, you know what, my pumpkin, it wasn't dry yet.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I kind of knew it. Should have let it dry a little bit more. And it ate my glue stick. So I'll hold this one till it glues. Right in here. While I'm holding it, I will fan everything out. Because the important thing about taking pictures is take as much pride as you can in your photos, which means make sure all your loops are open. You know, you're trying to showcase it in the best possible way so that people are seeing it, envisioning what it looks like on their door. Okay. Still hold that. I found these out. And there we go. Ta-da!
Yep.
I'm like, that is straight, right? Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Except you can't see what's on it, but that's okay. So what questions do you guys have that I can answer for you? So,
Zoom in really quick.
I will show you after Steven zooms in. I'll give you a sneak peek at what we're making tomorrow. So, we're going to be using this, which is Going Country. So you've got a sage, a burgundy, and a tan. And look, what does it say?
It says
Dun, 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 because people tell me it doesn't say that on the package.
thin striped fabric mesh.
Fabric mesh, right. So we're going to be using this, which I ordered from Craft Outlet, and we're going to be using our country Christmas sign. So this will be the stage for tomorrow's design, which is Country Christmas. So we're going to use some fun embellishments in this and keep it very rustic and very country-ish. So we will probably do this at, what time tomorrow, babe? 5? At 5 tomorrow, which is 7 Central and 8 Eastern time. So I hope you guys come back and watch. This way we'll avoid the 4:30 crazy broadcast interruption. Anyway, right? We hope.
Yep.
Any questions?
I'm pinning your private group on there so you can talk about your private group again.
Oh, so if you guys want to join the private group, it ends in 2 days, open enrollment, which means the doors close, you can't get in, until 2021. So you'll just have to be on the wait list until 2021. And then we'll open it back up for beginner design studios, and just go over all the basics again. But if you want to get a jump start on that, all that stuff's included now. Materials list, you get discounts from Crinkle, Jane's Front Door, Decor, Shore Life Creations, 3 Birds Nests. So if you want wreath kits, you get a discount being in our private group for that. So seriously, what is it, $4.25? So worth it to get all the benefits. So if you guys want to join, just go to my website that Steve's pinning, and go all the way to the bottom and request to do the automatic payment, and then request to join Kats Creations private group on Facebook. And then you'll see us every Sunday and Monday. We're Sundays at 3 and Mondays at 5, and replays are always available. I think that's it.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining me, and have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.